Dear my students, last class you studied what is criticism and functions of criticism. Today we go to study some definitions of the criticism. Before that, once again, I repeat just what is criticism. It is an exercise of judgment on works of literature. And three important functions of criticism: interpretation, evaluation, and judgment are the important functions of criticism. Now, definitions of criticism. Atkins, he said, criticism is the play of the mind on the aesthetic qualities of literature, having for its object an interpretation of literary values. Aristotle definition about criticism. Criticism means a standard of judging well, the chief part of which is to observe those excellences which should delight a reasonable reader. Another writer, Joseph Addison, he told, the true critic will dwell on excellencies rather than imperfections. Victor Hugo, he told, is the work good or bad is the critic's domain. It means just I give example to you, the local example. For example, what is criticism? I take myself, here you are the students, what opinions about me, good and bad. Here one student likes of me and he writes his opinion about me, that is also critic. Another student dislikes, he writes himself, that is also criticism. Criticism means reading and observing and judgment, that is criticism. Criticism busies itself with the goodness or badness, the success or ill success of literature purely from literary point of view. This definition given by Sainsbury. The New English Dictionary. Criticism is the art of estimating the quality and character of a work of art and the function or work of critic. I.A. Richards told, to set up a critic is to set up judge of value. Matthew Arnold, he defined, criticism is a disinterested endeavor to learn and propagate the best that is known and thought in the world. Lastly, T.S. Eliot defined, criticism is the commendation and exposition of works of art by means of written words. These are the some definitions of criticism. Then we study nature of criticism. The most definitions given by the critic help us to understand the complex nature of criticism. The nature of criticism is basically determined by the accidents of the personal organizations such as likes and dislikes. Critics' own intellectual preoccupation, his philosophy, and his outlook of life. Secondly, the theory of criticism is closely connected with the theory of literature. For instance, the neoclassical criticism is built up based on neoclassical theory of literature. Thirdly, all the critical theories are closely connected with the spirit of ace, the intellectual and moral environment where the critic lives. For example, the rapid development in a social and behavioral science such as psychology, sociology, anthropology. We have psychological or sociological approach to criticism. Marxism has given rise to Marxist theory of criticism, etc. Literary criticism is guided by three important principles. Those are the principles of truth and beauty, the principles of symmetry, the principles of idealism. Next, we go to study functions of literary criticism to the next class. Thank you.